Ow! What? No, not tonight. You can go do it in my bed.
Okay.
Now go lay down. Go find a crayon. Hello.
Oh no, that's what you do. I can't hear it.
Hi, guys.
Hi. You guys, I'm gonna have to just mute because I am like coughing off and on like crazy. So.
Poor Mama Bear.
What happens when you go out too late in Nashville?
Right. Left it all in Nashville, even your voice.
All in Nashville. I'm just gonna blame it on everyone that was with me. I did not instigate a thing.
Oh, goodness.
All right, let's give it, 2 minutes and we'll kick it off.
I wish I was smart enough to figure out how to make this thing not say Sean Sheldon and say Melissa Sheldon instead.
I think it's whoever's name was on your account when you signed up.
Yeah. I'm Melissa. Just saying. I'll have a sign.
Yeah. But that's true for people who don't know you. They would think your name was Sean.
Yeah, I was just on the lead call, and Holly always likes to name people I know whenever she's talking, and she'll be like, well, Sean, just like Sean just said. And I'm like, no.
You need a name badge.
I know there's more popping on after they get off that lead call, so don't be surprised, you guys, when they start popping on here in probably another 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, is it still going? Is the lead call still on right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was still going. I mean, it seemed like they definitely still had another, I would bet you 15 to go for sure.
Oh wow, okay. Then do we just want to get started since it's recording?
Yeah, let's do.
Okay, and I apologize if I'm one-eyed. I forgot I had essential oils on my hand and I rubbed like my inside of my eye. So we're just gonna bear with it. But thank you guys so much for jumping on tonight. What I love about tonight is not only is it coming off of an amazing leadership conference in Nashville, but we get to hear from lots of different people throughout this meeting. And this is kind of the beauty, right, of what we get to do as we grow together, and Ginny and Annie's organization and all of our teams and organizations, we all expand. We get to hear from more and more people. So I am so excited because it's so broken down where we get to hear from lots of voices. And this is my favorite part about what we do is building each other up and really being part of a bigger picture. So super excited about that. Lots of people just jumped on. So let's start off with some awesome February recaps. You guys all saw the post go out today of just the tops and recognition. Wasn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Super cool. So
introduce yourself.
Oh, myself. Oh, yeah, that's true. I'm Tegan. I feel like I've been around for forever. I celebrated my 5th year here just a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. So really excited about that. And I live in Castle Rock, Colorado, have 4 small kiddos, and love being part of this organization. So that's who I am. So February, or January rocked, right? One of our biggest months ever. And a lot of that was due in part to wrapping up a trip and double hostess credit and lots of excitement coming into a new year, H2 challenge, all these things. And as an entire organization, so Jenny Pickett and down, we did $313,000 in Wild Tree. That's a lot of families back around the dinner table. That's a lot of mealtime solutions. That's a lot of you guys busting your hump to help other people and provide for yourself and your families in the meantime, right? So let's cheer that number. Woo, woo. That's awesome. So we also expanded our organization by 24 new reps. So if you have not popped over to that image and done a little shout out and welcome, put some like super fun emojis on that all over the place, because that's a really big deal. And especially as we launch into a new year and now a new trip tracking period, 24 new team members, and that propulsion is really exciting. So awesome job, guys. And then we have 2 people who hit their first month leader numbers. Jacqueline Wilder, whoop whoop, awesome, and Kendra Partridge. I'm so excited to see your name back up there. Yes, yes, yes. This is so exciting. So congratulations, you two. That's huge. So everyone, just throughout the month, write down those 2 names and drop them a line, send them a private message, do a Facebook post on their wall specifically that gains traction and has all of their friends have eyes on that when you post. So give them a little bit extra encouragement, help boost their visibility, and really cheer them on as they're solidifying that second month numbers this month, because then we all know come March 1st, we're celebrating their promotion. So really big deal, and we can do a lot to encourage and support them and rally behind them throughout the month. Yay. So now I am turning it over to Annie. Do you have a voice?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. So bear with me. If I go into a coughing fit, then I'll just mute myself for a second and come back. So,
Okay.
So welcome everybody. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Annie Alexander. I'm a director with Wild Tree. I've been here about 8.5 years, and I'm based out of Kansas City. So like Tegan said, we just came out of Rise, which was amazing. And I know you guys are seeing all those posts on our Facebook page right now and just hearing little tidbits and takeaways from everybody that was there. So make sure and watch all those videos as they come up this week. So I'm going to talk about something that the leaders did together that we want to share with you. Does anybody here at the beginning of the year come up with a word for yourself that you focus on for like each year, like 2019? Do you have a word that you do, or do you know what I'm talking about? You've seen other people do it. Show me with your hand. Yes, I know what you're talking about. People come up with a word at the beginning of the year. Okay, so we thought, how cool would that be to do that for our entire organization, right? And so we have this thing that we're focusing on throughout the entire year. So we got together, all your leaders did, and chose the word brave. And I'm just going to talk about that a little bit and tell you our thought process behind it and how excited we are about it, because it's pretty cool. So in being brave, we want to be brave to create momentum. We want to be brave to serve more people. We just want to be brave in all that we do, right? And so think about kind of what brave looks like. When I was thinking about this, what comes to mind is like Merida from the movie. Who's seen the movie Brave? Raise your hand. Okay. So you know how she's standing there with her like shoulders are back and hands on her hip, and she's just like breaking the mold, like nothing can hold her back. And that's what brave looks like. And sometimes when we were talking about this weekend, Jacqueline Griffin said, you know, sometimes you're trying to get to be brave, and sometimes your head is kind of down, and then you're kind of coming out of that and standing tall. And so just have that image in your mind of getting to that place where you're just super brave, and you're going to choose to be brave even when things are a little bit scary. So when you're brave, anything is possible, right? And so that's what we want. So we want you to be, and think about maybe one of these things that I say. I want you to like choose one to focus on, whatever like speaks to you. So be brave in being honest about your vision and your dreams that you have for yourself or for your family. Maybe you need to be brave in talking to others, maybe that you don't know. Be brave to set your work time and your schedule. Be brave in helping others. Be brave to build momentum. Be brave enough to start. You know, all these things. And there's so many more things that you can choose to be brave in. So being brave not only affects your wild tree business, but it affects your work, it affects your health, it affects your home, it affects everything when you're brave. And what starts to happen is when you're brave in one area of your life, it starts impacting all the other areas of your life. So the only thing that really holds us back from being brave is fear, right? So if you're sitting here thinking like, oh, I want to be brave in that, but it's normally related to some sort of fear, like fear of failure, fear of success, fear. I mean, there's all kinds of fears out there. So as you're thinking through that, write it down and talk to your upline about it, and work through some of those fears, because when you work through them and speak them out loud and address them, they can't be fear anymore. You'll move past them. So just keep that in mind. We want to build habits this year that make our mindset brave and make everything we do brave. And so we actually had these t-shirts made for all the leaders that were at, can you guys see this? That were at Rise. They're super cute. So maybe we'll do something more with those. So stay tuned. But that's brave. That's our word for the year. Do you guys just love it? Super exciting. Round of applause. Yay. Woo, woo, woo. I know. Okay. And I'm done for the night. I don't know if I can talk anymore. So that's it. I'm going to pass the baton on to Melissa, who's going to introduce herself and then talk about Rise. We're going to start going through everything we learned at Rise and sharing that with you. And she's going to kick it off with vision. Melissa?
Okay, hi everybody. I'm Melissa Sheldon. That says Sean Sheldon, but that's my husband's name. And I am about an hour and a half south of St. Louis in Missouri. New team leader. So I just got to go to Rise my first time. And I'll tell you, one of the main things of the whole conference was helping us really solidify our vision, because it matters so much about, for our business to have a vision about why you're doing it and where you're going. Really, really matters. And so we talked about it, we heard about it, we were inspired about it, and we worked on it. And that was the really cool thing, is that we made these things called vision boards. And some of us are posting about them. So some of you see them. I have mine. Here it is. And so it was so fun, because we did this little workshop and we took the time. We just sat down and we did it. I think we had 45 minutes and it went by in a snap. We had a big pile of magazines and we had the catalogs too, which was neat because a lot of us had things from the catalog. But we used words and pictures to really just put it on a visual for us of what we are heading toward, what we would like to do. And it's a really big deal to be able to dream. And I just can't even tell you how awesome that is. What the company wants us to really have that, to be able to be moving toward that and see it and know what we're working toward, because that'll matter. That way, whenever we're, wiped out a couple times, or whenever we have when we have a downtime or something, we can be, and we're discouraged, we can be like, wait a second, this is what I'm heading toward though. So the vision thing is just so cool. So I want to encourage each of you to talk to your upline leader that was at Rise. and work with them, because every single one of us that were there, we were all so excited about the vision board. So they are going to want to help you do yours. And I just want to encourage you to do that. And then along with that, they also came up with a vision income tracker. And so you can go on to tools under Roots, go on to tools and search for, just type in with the little, I don't know if everybody knows this, but you can go in and go to training or go to resources and go to tools. And then there's a little magnifying glass at the top. And on that, you can type in, click on it and then type in type in income calculator, and it will pull up for you. It's an Excel spreadsheet document, and you will see, and you need to talk to your upline about this too, so they can work with you on it. This amazing thing that they put together. It's an awesome tool that we have now. So professional. It will help you plug in different numbers and head towards that vision that you have. And it'll give you specifically what you need to do it. And so you can change the numbers all around. I am not a numbers person, and I am thrilled about this. So, so it's just really, really neat to get. If you're not a numbers person, you might need some help. You don't use Excel, just get on there and play with it, you know? So I want to encourage you all to look at that, but most importantly, get with your upline and talk to them and tell them you want to share your vision with them or have them help you narrow it down. So, okay, the next person, I hope she's on here. I think she is. I want to pass it over to Natasha. She is going to be sharing about the trip.
Hey, hang on. She might be on that other call still. So I'm going to try and do the, I'm going to try and talk about the trip. Here we go. I got a fresh glass of tea with hot lemon and local honey. Okay. Who's excited to hear more about the Riviera Maya? Woo! Super exciting, you guys. We got these awesome handouts that we can hang up. You can find these in tools if you want to. And you could probably just type in Soiree and get that information. And there's a tracker here. And if you remember, January sales counts towards this trip, you guys. So big, big news. So you could start filling this out already. So recruits and sales count towards the trip. So everything is listed out for what you need. Raise your hand if you've thought about ever going on the trip for free. Anybody ever even had the thought cross your mind? Yep. Okay. Okay. So I was talking to somebody today and they were like, well, I have my tracker out, but I'm just going to kind of see if I get close. What? I was like, no. That's not how we do it. We're going to make a decision. We're either going to go for it or we're not. Okay. Because once you make that decision to go for it, there's no turning back. You're just going to make it happen. Okay. So it might be scary to you, and that's okay. And actually it's great. We love it. We're all learning how to be brave and do things that are scary, including myself. And I shared a couple of stories with the leaders last weekend about what that looks like. So, oh yeah, I see a lot of chat going on there in the chat thing. A bunch of you listing out who's going. So you guys, this is super important to start tracking now. You don't want to get halfway through and then say, oh yeah, what about that trip? I'm almost there, but I'm a little bit shy. They also released this weekend a recruiting challenge that we will post on our page because it's amazing. If you have, it's from February 1st through the end of March. And if you have 2 recruits, you get a prize. If you have 4 recruits, you get a prize. If you have 6 recruits, you get a prize. If you have 8 recruits, you get a prize. And if you had 8 recruits, you'd already be halfway to the trip for 2 in March. Do you guys get where I'm going? Like crazy. So even if you're shooting for part of that, it's amazing. So really, you guys are going to get a lot of questions from your upline leaders, and I want you guys to jot down any of this that sounds interesting or you want more information on, so you can go and look at it in the back office and talk to them about it. Okay, so that's kind of, anyone else have anything to add on trip? Once you go, you will not want to miss it ever. Right, Tegan? Yeah. And then you see us, like, that's why all of us at the end of January, how Tegan was saying, you know, one reason January is so big, it's because we were going for a trip. Tegan had over 6,000 in personal sales in January because she was like hitting that trip. That's what I had. I was going for that President's Club, that extra day, you know, and that's why my sales, that's what I was going for, that huge goal, which was totally scary to try and do at the last minute. But it's so much fun. Tegan, did you want to add something?
Yeah, I was just going to say too that this year, for the first time ever, I really made it an intentional point to make sure that every single one of my hostesses hit $500. And I think hit $500. And then just some extra that were like online orders. But something that kind of flipped for me, so maybe take a mental note for next double hostess period, is that anything that comes in, have your customers ask you who's hosting that month. So any month. And they might as well put their order under a hostess when they go to check out. There's no reason not to. And so that was a big eye opener for me. Like, I've never intentionally asked my customers to do that. Hey, we have a lot of really great hostesses this month. If you're putting in an order anyway, ask me who's on the docket, you know, and they do. And so every single one of my hostesses, even ones that maybe didn't have an exceptional party, we just helped them hit it. And I mean, 2 of them were in tears about it. And we're like, I just felt like such a loser because I only had 5 people at my party and I was so close, and I really reached out. And to us, I mean, we know, to be honest, it really isn't that hard to hit $500, but sometimes for some people it is. And so if you set that intention, I just thought that was the kind of a cool shift for me and my business. Being here for a while, I'd never intentionally done that. And I think that's another reason why my sales were so high. Because everyone pulled together and they wanted to help everyone. So I thought that was really cool. Kind of a neat spin.
I just briefly wanted to add too that another reason to go for a trip is that it's a really big game changer for your significant other, your spouse. When Adam went on trip, ever since then, he's always been an amazing cheerleader, but he's an even bigger cheerleader. And he asked me throughout the year how we're doing towards trip and how close we are. And because he's determined to go. So it's just kind of nice to have him in my corner and to have him cheering me on. And, you know, naturally we all get discouraged. And I think every year for the last 3 years, there's been at some point where I'm like, we're just not going to do it. We're not going to make it. And he's like, no, you are going to do it. And we are going to make it because I'm not missing this trip. So anyway, it's definitely will flip everything for you to get your spouse there.
That's a great point, you guys. Okay, next up, Amy is going to talk about the new Get Cooking program. All right, Amy, take it away, girl.
All right. I'm right here if everybody can see me. Excuse me. There we go. Can everybody hear me? Okay, awesome. I'm playing with my new pop socket that I bought today, so I'm trying to see how it works. So yeah, the new Get Cooking program. And I'm in Paola, Kansas. For those of you that don't know, Kelly Schwatkin and I are both in the same small town here in Kansas together. I'm about 45 minutes south of Kansas City. So the new Get Cooking program is going to be really awesome. I'm excited about it. It's just real simple. There's 2 levels to it. Still within the first 60 days, we're still looking at that time frame for any new reps. They hit level 1, which is selling the 350 within their first 30 days. And they're going to earn, of course, their commission on that, but then they're also going to earn a $50 shopping spree. And so that's the level 1. And then on level 2, if they sell 1,000 within their first 60 days, which most everybody should know, that's like 2 parties within their first 2 months can get them there. They're going to earn their commission on that. And then they're also going to get a $100 shopping spree. Thank you, Jenny, for sharing that. And if you want to find this, you can go to Tools and you can search Get Cookin'. You can download this flyer here. Another cool thing with their Get Cookin' now is the recruiting bonus. So within the first 60 days of your new recruit, anybody they recruit, they're going to get a $50 cash bonus for anyone that bonus qualifies within their first 60 days. So that cash bonus, I believe, is just going to be added on to their commissions. So it's a very cool program. Oh, and I forgot to mention on the $1,000, the level 2, they're going to get that $100 shopping spree and the Wild Tree tote. So pretty cool, nice little thing you can use at vendor events and things as well. So that's basically it on the Get Cookin'. I love how simple it is, and I think it's going to be very attainable for a lot of people. So I'm pretty excited. That's all I have with the new Get Cookin'.
Can I add one? Can I add one
yeah.
thing there?
Yeah.
For those of you that have been here a while, we're used to these being separate, the 350 and the 1,000, and now it's cumulative. So if they sell 350, that 350 counts towards that 1,000, not separate. And the other thing is they can still use their free shipping voucher for $400, and they would automatically hit that level 1. And again, it would count towards that, and you get paid on all of this. So I just want to make sure and point that part out.
And it started this week, like yesterday or this weekend, right? So anybody that's
yeah, I'm pretty sure, wasn't this the thing that they decided to go ahead and let it start over the weekend instead of starting it yesterday? Yep. Am I thinking of the right thing? Okay. So, yep, it's going now, and I think it's going to be awesome. So,
I think that $50 cash bonus per recruit, unlimited, in your first 60 days is insane. Like, think about like Natasha. I mean, how many recruits did you have in your first 60 days? I mean, that would be a big bonus. Like, seriously, like that is motivating.
Yeah.
I also love how not only do we have the rewards here, but we've got their estimated earnings. Like, not only are you going to get this shopping spree, not only are you going to get the tote, but you're going to make this too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, a lot of people come here for the product, right? So let's get them having some fun and having some parties and earning product.
Yeah.
Well, and you think about that first, you hit your level 1 and the $87 plus 50, you're at what, 137 in free?
Yep.
Like, you basically paid off everything but basically the shipping of your kit.
Yeah.
Good
And
point.
you did your free shipping voucher to get, you know, so yeah, there's some awesome, whoa, hello. Okay, sorry, my screen just swapped.
Yeah, that was awesome. Joanna, that's perfect.
Yeah, I think I'm next.
Yep, Joanna's going to talk to us about new products, old products, and everything that's going on there.
Yes, so if you saw, there was an email that came out yesterday from Wild Tree. I'm looking at it right now. I printed it to use it today. So it came out yesterday around 12:30. It's titled 2019 Spring Summer Catalog. So I'm going to cover a lot of that and show the new catalog. So if you want to follow along or you want more details, I highly recommend looking at that. So a couple of things to start with will be that our current catalog launched on September 1, and so it ends on February 28th. So that means that the items that are in the seasonal section of the current catalog, things like cranberry jalapeno jelly and some of those things, are going to be gone in 16 days. So that's something to start promoting if you haven't already with customers. And then that also means that the seasonal selection of our meal kits, so slow cooker, game day, soups on, and is it home style? I should read this. Those 4. So the yellow, the gold ones, those are retiring as well. Okay. So be sure and use that. There's some social media images in tools. So use those, promote that as well. This is your last chance to get the game day, your last chance to get the soups on kit, those types of things. Grab that. Okay. So while we're talking meal kits, we're going to go ahead and jump into that. We've got 4 new ones. And you're going to see, so we've got them in the catalog. They're basically going to swap out. So we're going to stick with this gold color. So you're going to have 4. There's a summer slow cooker. So still, if we're our slow cooking cookers, summer slow cooker, get grilling, a backyard dinners, and a burger night. So as you can tell, we've definitely switched over to this summer, spring, that type of feel. So you're going to see those in the new. Another awesome thing that actually one of my reps was pointing out to me today is that new in the catalog, you are going to see that underneath the title of the meal kit, it's going to tell you, for instance, the products in this bundle are gluten-free and dairy-free. So right in the catalog, like say amen to that one, ladies. It's going to tell you if it's gluten-free, dairy-free. Those are the main ones that I was seeing, but that is so nice. I don't know, see if there's any others. I think those are the 2 categories, but you will see them on all of them. So that's awesome. Okay. So those are your bundles. Okay. I'm sorry, the meal kits. Now, a couple of other things that I noticed in the email, because I probably might have been talking a little bit during the rise, is that 1, for the slow cooker recipes, there's going to be pressure cooker times added into that kit. So when you open up that kit, you're going to have an additional info about how to cook those meals in the Instant Pots. Second, it says the bag labels are now going to include what's needed at cook time, ingredients, and directions. So that's kind of a switch back to some of our previous kits. So that's nice. And then third, they're going to add a freezer inventory sheet. So exactly what this is going to look like, I don't know if Annie or Jenny know, like if that's going to be part of the booklet or if it's an added sheet. I don't know, but just be sure and watch for that. I'm excited. I love the freezer inventory sheet and have missed it dearly. Okay, so those are your freezer meal kits. I'm going to switch over. I'm going to jump forward to the Make Fresh. So again, we had 2 Make Fresh that retired. Who knows which ones they were, because I don't have my catalog. Who knows? Fireside?
Yeah, Fireside and
Write them out for me.
Classic something.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, guys. Cool Weather Classics and Fireside Favorites. So those 2 Make Fresh bundles. So again, look for those social media images in tools. Pull those out, last chance, that type of stuff. Go for it in your groups and at your parties and all of that. Okay, so with that, we're bringing in 2 new seasonal menus, and that is going to be our great girl. Okay, there's a salads and sandwiches. So again, they're beautiful stuff when you order your catalogs, which I believe you can do that now, and a barbecue. Okay, so some of these menus, some of the recipes you're probably going to recognize. They're kind of coming back and adding into so the salads and sandwiches, and then the barbecue. So yummy 2 things that are coming there. Again, same kind of concept, products, full size, all that stuff. Okay. Then seasonal. Oh, let's see. Let me see. Wellness. Okay, so the wellness, there's just some different imaging, which is cool. And then the H2 challenge is in the book, is in the catalog now. and then seasonal. Okay, so seasonal ladies, right? So I told you that we were retiring some fall stuff. So now we have some spring, summer coleslaw dressing, berry berry cheesecake blend, lemon lime cheesecake blend, Montreal grilling rub, and the seafood seasoning are going to be in that section. So be ready for that. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's the scoopty scoop on the new stuff. I'm looking at my notes and that email. Yeah. Okay. So that is one thing I would say is remember to start talking about last chance to get those kits and those 2 bundles. Start promoting that. And I'll steal another minute. So here's my recommendation: to hold off on blowing up a feed with the new catalog and the new products. Because you don't want to kill February by telling everybody about summer and them saying, oh, well, call me back in March. Because honestly, it's not time to grill. I live in Texas, and I guess I could grill because it was 50 degrees today, but most places you're not really ready to grill, and they're not ready to barbecue. So waiting for 2 weeks. Now, that said, what I would do, I was talking to one of my team members today. She's got a party next week, and she was really debating what to do on this. She's like, well, maybe I'll just show them the new catalog. And I was like, I would not. So my personal opinion would be, I would shop from the current catalog because that's what they're ordering from. So I would say shop from the current catalog. Then I would use that as when you're talking with your hostesses. I would use that as when you're talking with those guests and you're closing them out during your closeout of your party. I would say, you know what? Our new catalog comes out in a couple of weeks. Would you want to be one of my first hostesses to share this with your friends? So I would use that. Sorry, I'm reading the text and I'm like, so I would use that with your hostesses to say, hey, I want you to be one of my first hostesses. If you've been in the business for a little bit, this might be a good chance to look back at past years and say, okay, who are some of my top hostesses? This is an opportunity to call them up. If you're trying to book March, call those people up and say, oh my gosh, Jenny, you are one of my best hostesses. I wanted you to know that we launched a new catalog on Monday. We're going to have 4 new kits, and you and I love to do meal preps. Would you be one of my first meal prep hostesses on March 17th, whatever the date is, right? So think about that. So those are just kind of a couple of my tips there. And I'm going to also say watch the Wild Tree page, the Facebook page, because they're going to follow their lead. Okay. They're pushing our discontinued stuff right now. They're sharing that, but then watch as they start to drip information out about the new stuff. Okay. So I would really follow their lead, and do some kind of promoting as they do that. All right. Cause remember, so for those of us that do meal preps, and I will say that 90% of my business is meal prep workshops still, I'm going to keep selling meal prep workshops and kits up until the very end of February to get more February sales. So my first 2 weekends of March, when I book those, if they're meal preps, I'm selling those kits in February. So anyway, something to think about. I have exceeded my allotted time. So let me go back to the agenda and somebody else can get back on track, which would be Beth. Did she land on her flight back from Nashville?
I am back from Nashville.
Woo-hoo!
Yes.
All right.
I've been in my house for about 15 minutes. So,
well, we love that you choose to spend your time with us, Beth.
Whoa, thank you. Yeah, it was fun. Well, I had to stay a few extra days and snuggle my 4-month-old nephew. So this morning I had a nice 1.5-hour long nap curled up with a little baby, and that was super fun because it hasn't happened in forever. So, yeah, that's okay. It was good. It was good. I made it back home. For those of you that were at Rise, I made it back home just in time to go straight to my son's basketball game. So I got to see him have a stellar basketball game, and then make it home for bedtime with the other kids. So yay, all good. I'm going to share with you what they introduced to us at Rise about the online parties. Is that right? Do you have the agenda in front of you, Joanna? Because I don't right now. Is that correct? That's what I'm supposed to be talking about, right? I think
Yeah, that's
so.
correct.
Yeah.
The online, okay, thank you. So I went in, let's go back. Many of you have probably tried an online party before. And if you haven't, you've wondered, how can I capitalize on this, right? Because we get invited to online parties all the time. I know I get invited to probably one every other week to spend an hour from the comfort of my home in my jammies with a glass of wine, watching Facebook and attending a party. In the past, Wild Tree has had several different versions of online party options, but I would say none of them have ever really been this corporately promoted and organized. So we've had some wonderful reps over the years who have put together different online party options. The last one that I was using was like 30 different posts that you could prefab and post. I was paying for an outside service to do that. And Wild Tree decided to take that all under their wing and offer an online party format for all of us through Wild Tree. All of the graphics are done through Wild Tree. And the training of how to conduct it is all done through Wild Tree, which is really exciting. When they showed the videos and the graphics during the training at Rise, I think everybody's jaw kind of dropped, because I want to say it's a total of just 8 different posts that you can pre-schedule. And I know there might be somebody, I think, that I just saw join the conversation who doesn't necessarily like to speak in public in front of people. So there's only one time that they recommend you speak in public in front of someone. Otherwise, it's all posts that you schedule in your Facebook event. So there is training. And if you guys saw the email that came through today, there is an online, there's 2 different training courses that came through in the email. Shake your head or raise your hand if you saw the email today. There was a quick little snippet from Sonara, and then 2 different training modules that were posted. I see Shannon, I see Amy, I see some people shaking their heads. Yes, no, yay. Okay. So these videos, the training, I went in, if you've ever done any of the back office training, I went in earlier today and clicked on that. And you sign into the training just like the getting started training when you first join, or any of the other training modules that Wild Tree has done. And when you click it, it gives you 3 different trainings to go through. And one of the trainings is the online Facebook parties. It's really cool. It's a 2-minute intro video. And the intro video tells you a little bit about why and when you should conduct an online party. And then the rest of the training is basically how to conduct it. Step 1, step 2, step 3. So a few takeaways from Rise when Director Holly Cleese was talking about this. She said, when do you want to do an online party? First of all, we would like to definitely promote and recommend face-to-face, in-person relationship building is key and number 1 importance. But if, for instance, distance is a situation. I have 2 hostesses in Texas right now. Sorry, Joanna, that I can't go to, that I'm going to do this Facebook online party with. If distance is an issue, that is one of the ways to do an online one of the reasons to do an online party. Another thing that was mentioned was, let's say you have a brand new rep that joins your team, and that rep is waiting for the next 2 weeks to get her business builder kit in the mail. Well, that means she doesn't have to wait 2 weeks to have her first event. She can conduct an online Facebook event to introduce people who aren't local to her to the new business that she's in. And it'll really help her stay motivated, interested, and ready, and just build that excitement, enthusiasm before her business builder kit shows up. So that was one thing. Then when you go into Roots in the back office and you actually set up an event, you have to set up, we will have the option to set up an online party. So we've got tastings, workshops, and then we'll have online parties. So that's something that's in the training. And then you will actually create a new Facebook, group. That's what I had in my notes. Is that right? I think that's right. And your goal is to have your hostess get at least 25 people who have personally joined the group because they wanted to be in the group, not because the hostess went through her slew of Facebook contacts and added 25 people who didn't want to be part of the group, but 25 or more people who said they want to be in the group and are added to the group. So those are just a few of the highlights. The training is live already. I already started it today. So if you think the online Facebook event is something that you really want to jump right into, I know I do, because I have a lot of contacts that are out of state. And I've done Apple TV parties before, and I've done Facebook Live parties before. But I think this format with it all together, all from Wildtree, is going to be really helpful. They showed us a few of the videos. So the posts, just for your information, the posts are 8 videos that are from Wildtree that talk, basically they say the exact same stuff you would say if you're doing the catalog walk when you do your Wildtree Abbey hours. So there's a video on fresh, there's a video on kits, a video on sets, a video on joining Wildtree, video about Wildtree. But there's 8 different posts. So they were just really beautiful, and they were all really short too, like a minute and a half or 2 minutes. That's it, which is great, because we know how people are going to just, if it says it's going to be a 4-minute long video, they're checked out. So I'm really looking forward to this new party format and the ease and simplicity that was unveiled to us at Rise. Does anybody have any questions? And if any leaders are on the call and there's something I missed, let me know. Oh, I saw in my notes, there is one more thing I want to mention. So there will be a hostess packet with samples and a host letter that we can get through Roots, where you would actually send to your hostess, even though she's not in town, with the idea of putting Wildtree samples in there so that she can have prepped some samples and actually speak to that online during the Facebook party. So that was something that I thought was interesting too, a way to actually have your host have Wildtree and be able to comment during the online party. Anybody else? Jenny, Annie, anything I'm missing?
I was just going to speak a little bit to the Facebook group.
Yes.
So
Okay.
a couple of things. One, the main reason they said group versus event was basically for the scheduling functionality, because you can schedule your posts. The other thing is that from our standpoint, we really have to host coach about invitations to groups, and also checking when you're the administrator on a group, you can click on the members and then you can look and see who's been invited to a group but hasn't actually officially come in and accepted that to join into the group. So for instance, I have a Facebook group tonight. I had a party earlier this evening, and she had a group of people that were members. So I had like 15 members, but then I looked over in that uninvited section and she had like another 10 in this uninvited section. So it was one of those where I was messaging her for the past 48 hours saying, hey, here's the instructions. Here's how to get there. I need you to send personal messages to these these invited people and say, hey, here's the link, join my party, click through and accept to join, because they're likely not getting notifications or anything. So just something to be aware of and kind of look out for in your groups so that you can really help coach that. And my training is not updating, so I haven't seen the new training yet. So I'm excited to get into that, and maybe that covers a lot of this. But just be aware that Facebook is always changing, and we need to help our hostesses maximize the number of people there.
Yeah, that's good. They talked about that. Thanks, Joanna, for sharing that. I wondered that reasoning behind that too, and it also, it just makes it that they wanted to be there, and then it gives us some contact information, some ability to connect with the person that's there in a better manner. So that's all I had for the online Facebook party training. The training was only, I think I looked at it, when I was started it, I want to say it was only 6 different steps to the module. It looked pretty short and sweet. So don't feel like you have to wait and have an hour block to get through this. The first, like I said, the first intro training was only 2 minutes, and it is up and live, and you can get started on it right now. So jump right on that when you can. I think the next item on the agenda was Tegan. You're going to cover shakes outside of Club Wild Tree.
Yep. Yeah. So, as you guys have heard with this email that came out from Sonara, if you haven't seen it, it came out 2 days ago, I want to say. So check that out. But shakes will now be available outside of Club Wild Tree. Who's really excited about this? Such a big deal. So a couple things that you definitely want to note. Number one, they are $55. So we increased that price as just Sonara kind of mentions that a lot of companies do this. We offer the discount through, or the rewards back, I should say, through Club Wild Tree. So it's extra incentive for our people to be joining Club Wild Tree to get those shakes with a pretty good kickback. So again, still the same vanilla chocolate. You can order them easily for your customers. So when they fill out their order form at a party, you can put them in for them. I had this happen over the weekend, and I knew in the back of my mind that they were available outside of Club Wild Tree. But then when I went to put in the orders, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't put these in. And then I was like, yes, I can. So it was really neat to be able to put those in for my people. So again, available outside of Club Wild Tree, and incentivizes them to join Club Wild Tree. That should be up and running as of today. So let us know if you have any issues with that. And then I heard too that the shaker bottles are going to be available through our back office. Is that correct? Annie, yes.
I do not know for certain, but I think they will.
They did mention that at Rise, the shaker bottles were going to be available for a purchase, but I don't know. They didn't give specifics on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll wait on details on that. So yeah, so a couple things too with the shakes. How many of you guys use them? A lot of people? Okay, awesome. Again, kind of if you are newer or you don't show them off at your events, whether it be a tasting or a workshop, I highly recommend taking them so people can touch them, look at the labeling, open them up. I let people smell mine. I don't know if that's weird, but I do not recommend, and we've kind of done this training from a year ago when we launched them. We do not recommend sampling them, because how you make it at the party might leave an immediate knee-jerk, nope, I don't like this. But if they were to take it home and try it themselves in their own way, they would fall in love with it. So I just say that you need to get it yourself, that you need to try it many ways over many days. It's kind of my catchphrase I use with everything, whether it be the shakes or meal solutions or a product that someone might not like or whatever. Use it many ways over many days. And so I just kind of, when I do my app walk, point out the different things that they can make with it. If you guys come across recipes, so many companies have shakes out right now and are putting out these recipes, making other things. So last summer, was it, Annie? I'd come across a donut recipe using a different shake mix, and I was like, we have got to create this. So I sent the link and a little write-up to Corinne, our chef, and she whipped up our own Wild Tree version of that donut, and now it's on the app. So if you guys come across things like that, don't hesitate to send them in. I do feel like our home office team is exceptional and very receptive to ideas. So point them in the direction, also your customers in the direction also of that it's not just for shake purposes. You can make brownies and donuts and pancakes and protein bites and protein bars and all these things. So lots of benefit there. And especially if you have customers with dietary restrictions, that's a legit meal in and of itself that really caters to some awesome needs that we have out there. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so. That was great. Thank you.
Yep.
Tegan, I would say that definitely listen to the Sonara's video that she posted in that email that came out, because she had some really nice verbiage around how to present it, like at a party or to a customer, in terms of, so the shake, kind of this, the shakes are $55. However, if you take advantage of our whatever, I don't, Sonar, she's got
Right.
the word. So watch that video, because she does talk about how to present it at a party.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Correct.
Beth.
I'm next up.
Yep.
Again, yay, back to Beth.
We're getting close to our
I'm
9:30.
I'm the closer since I was gone all at the beginning of the meeting. Yeah, great. One of the things after Rise, the leaders went out for a brunch and it was wonderful. Thank you, Annie and Jenny, for that. It was absolutely one of my favorite things we've ever done. So I really loved that. But we talked about having, we brainstormed a number of different ways we can all cheer each other on. We can work together. We can do things together, like booking blitzes and watering hole lunches and just all kinds of different things. And it was brought up that when a new rep joins, and we have team meeting calls once a month, and you guys all get on and we all are looking at each other in the face, or some people are on the phone, but we're all staring at each other. For instance, Amy, I don't know Amy. Hi, Amy, I'm staring at you. I can see you sitting in your brown recliner and waving back at me, but I don't know who you are. And Mallory, I've seen your face a billion times, but I don't know who you are. So we thought that it would be really great for team building and just that sense of community that we all want to have outside of just sending someone a Facebook message, to actually see your face, know who you are, and know a little bit about you. So this is where the next idea came from. We would like everybody to create a bio. And a bio that would be a live video. Natasha's loving every minute of this. A live video, and we're talking like 30 seconds to 1 minute. More than 1 minute, too much. But just enough to say, for instance, I would say, hi everybody, I'm Beth Ashby. I've been with Wildtree for 6 years. I have 4 sons, ages 5 to 14. My life is a crazy hot mess all the time, but I love every minute of it. I have dabbled here and there with Wildtree as a team leader, and I just made the decision to go head first into directorship. So I'm feeling like I'm going to throw up right now, but I hope you can all support me. I live in Kansas City. I love sports. Can't wait for the Royals to start playing ball. Yes, Annie. And I love eating every kind of food possibly there is to imagine. So that's a little bit about me. And next up would be Mallory or whatever. So the idea would be to create a live video just like that and post it on our Facebook group. And that way, when we have new people join, we can have them actually go in. You know what? I'm going to have to ask Annie this. We were going to hashtag it with a specific hashtag. I think it was just going to be Wildfire Bio, potentially. And that way, we can put them on sporadically. It's not like everybody tonight needs to go post a 30-second live who you are bio. But we'd like everybody that we have in our organization to have them on there. And then when a new rep joins, they can go on and do the same thing. And that way, once a month when we have these team meetings, we've already had a chance to look through and see who everybody is, meet the new person, say hello, and actually know a little bit about each other, since we're all spread out all over the country. So that was the brainstorm. I thought it'd be a lot of fun. I think all the leaders in the room were really interested and excited to have that available. I know I have 2 leads down in Texas who are going to do workshops for me, and who knows, maybe one of them will become a rep, and it'd be really nice for them to be able to see Joanna's face, know a little bit about her, because I think one of them might be semi in her area, and then they'd be able to connect. So that's the idea, to foster sisterhood and community. At Rise, it is just so powerful, the sense of community that is in the air with all of the leadership from all over the country. And we really want to make sure we have that same thing in our organization, regardless of what rank or level we are with Wildtree.
Yeah. Love it. Awesome.
Jenny?
We'll post when we start that. Jenny and I will kick it off probably next week sometime after we do all the Rise videos that are going on. So just watch for that and know it's coming, okay? Thank you, Beth. That was perfect.
Welcome. And now we're moving on to LaDonna.
Hey everybody. So I'm having microphone issues. So I'm talking to my phone, but you can see my video. So anyway, can everybody hear me? Can I get a nod if you can? Okay, great. So I am from Michigan. I've been with Wildtree a little over 4 years and stuff now. I am going to talk to you guys about STIR. So that is our national conference if you're not aware of that. And I want to tag on to exactly what Beth was just saying about getting to know people on an org. The bios are going to help out with that, but coming in person and meeting all those people in person and stuff and bringing us all together from all over the country is such a great way. And not only will it be people in our org, but people from all the other orgs and stuff in the company. So I want you to mark your calendars for July 26th and 27th. Those are the 2 main conference days, and that's in Nashville, Tennessee again, which is a great city. As you've kind of been hearing bits and pieces, we had a ton of fun there at Rise, and I'm really looking forward to heading back there for STIR again this year. Nice central location, so mark your calendars again, July 26th, 27th. That's Friday and Saturday, the main thing. Everyone usually comes in on the Thursday. If you are interested, we always do a volunteer day also, and that takes place Thursday morning. It's actually one of my favorite parts about STIR. A little bit smaller group, you get to meet people, even more in a little bit close, smaller group and stuff, but more than that, we get to help and give back to the community that we're in. And I absolutely love doing that. So if you can make it work with your schedule, put that on there and stuff too, which means you plan on coming in on Wednesday, have Thursday, then Friday, Saturday for conference, and everyone heads home on Sunday. So one great thing about it that I love that Wildtree does for us is you can sign up right now. Don't wait. If you sign up right now, so you put a $25 deposit down, and then you have monthly payments to pay for it. So you don't have to have all of the money right now to come up with it. To get registered. You can get registered for just $25, and then they take monthly payments. So it's not a big chunk of money all at one time. Don't worry about roommates, things like that. Annie and Jenny, I know, work together to make sure that everybody has a roommate and stuff. If you don't know anybody personally and things like that, that you can join in and get there. So what am I missing? Anything? Anybody want to add anything about National Conference?
It's amazing. You have to be there.
Yeah, I think that was great. And I know right now it's kind of this early bird special that was supposed to be for the weekend, but I think it's still up. So go now and get registered because I don't know when that early bird special ends. So I would just get out there now. It's wildtreeevents.com/STIR.
Yep. Yeah, and I tried to find out when that early bird special was going to end, and I have not received an answer. So like Annie said, register now. It's a $25 deposit that you have to have for right now. So absolutely get on there and do it. Anybody that hasn't been or some of our new people have any questions about it?
I have a quick question about rooming and stuff like that. Is there like a general rule of thumb for cost of a hotel room per night for that?
I would say I've seen it anywhere from like $130 to $170-ish. Jenny, Tegan, does that ring a bell with you guys?
Yeah.
Normally, to cut costs, we try and hook people up for a room if you want to be.
So as an example, this weekend, so we came in on Thursday, we were there Friday, Saturday, flew out on Sunday. We had 4 in our room and we each paid $130 for the whole weekend for our hotel. And I would guess we're probably at the same place for STIR just because of location. No, we're not. We're a different place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Different hotel.
But Wildtree will get blocks and they get a good price. So that's just kind of a, You know, if you figure 150, you probably could do that if you're 4 in a room.
Yeah, we were 3 in a room and it was 174 a night. Like that was our total cost, split by 3 people.
I also want to say, don't be afraid if you don't have somebody that you know going to share a room with. Don't be afraid to let everybody help you try to find that person, like they were talking about, because to share rooms with. Because we just did that at Rise, and it was an awesome experience, and we just really got to network with somebody from a whole different organization in Wild Tree anyway. So it was really, really neat. So take a chance on that.
And I just
I
went
actually highly
just exact moment, and I registered in 1 minute. So that's how easy it is.
That is the earliest you've ever registered for a conference, ever.
Mark it down, Annie.
Oh,
So exciting.
I am.
Normally it's like midnight the night of, and I'm like, I will get to it. I promise I'm going to be there.
I'm just going to add on to about the roommate thing. Almost every conference I've been to, I've had at least one new person in my room that I did not know. So, and I've actually always loved that because I've gotten a chance to really get to know other people, and it really brings that sense of community. And it doesn't have to, like Melissa was saying, not even from our org. It can be from anywhere and stuff, from anybody's org. So some of my best friends in the company now too are from other orgs and stuff too that I've either roomed with or met at conferences and stuff too. So definitely do not be afraid, and don't let any of that hold you back. And if you have questions about cost and how to make it work, talk with your upline, talk with your leader and stuff to help you break that down and figure out how you can make it work with your Wild Tree business. Because if you're starting now and you're looking at it, it doesn't take much to add that little bit of extra into your business to completely and pay for that before conference even gets here.
Yeah, and when you register right now, you only have to put down the initial deposit. Tegan, what was it, 20 or 25?
25.
Yeah, and the rest can be on a payment plan over the next 3 months or 4 months. So
Yeah.
Keep that in mind too.
Okay, guys, any other questions about conference? Just know you have to be there. We want everyone there. Okay, so grab your calendars if you don't already have them in front of you. We're going to just put a few dates on there. If you, like LaDonna said, if you haven't already marked your calendar, get it marked for July 26th and 27th. That is STIR. Okay, and then our next team meeting right here in the comfort of your own home on Zoom, Tuesday, March 5th at 8:30. And you can just carry that on forward, first Tuesday of every month. Okay. And then for those of you that are local, our next community workshop in Lenexa will be Wednesday, February 27th at 7 p.m. And just a side note on that, it's $5 per rep, no matter how many guests you have, and bring a dish to share. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Kate or Amy. I mean, Beth.
That's correct. One small appetizer and $5 per rep, not per guest, just for the rep.
And if you need further details on that,
fun.
there is.
You should come.
Yes. Further details on that, there is an event created in our group. Any dates that we should have on there, and we don't. Annie, Tegan, Beth, anybody? Those are all the dates I had.
Yeah, that's it. We've been trying to set up events within our group so that you can get a reminder. And so just kind of be watching for those. But can everyone smile for me real quick? And I'm going to take a picture. Keep smiling. Here it goes. And yay!
Okay, so I think that brings us to the end. And unless, I mean, we're over time, but did we want to open it up for questions on anything? Or are we going to call it a wrap, Annie?
I think if people need to jump off and like go to bed, do it. But if someone has a question, we can hang out for a couple minutes. So, does anybody have any questions? There's a lot of information this time with everything coming out from RISE. So sorry we ran over 10 minutes, but it's so important.
Yeah.
I haven't seen my husband for more than 30 minutes. I'm going to peace out. Bye, guys. See you later.
Awesome. Good night.
Good night.
I have a question. Does anyone have pods of reps anywhere? Joanna, do you have reps down by you?
A few, yes.
Well, I was trying to think, do you remember doing like a nationwide team meeting where we all kind of tried to meet on this within the same, I guess it was workshop. We did like a nationwide workshop. But I think something fun like doing like a social where we're painting signs or doing something fun, and then like for like we all just try and do it in the same weekend. I know I've been really trying to get people together here. Jacqueline's an hour south of me. I just had a new rep join, Lucy, up in an hour north of me. So trying to find something communal. And then there's like 6+ of us here in this area. So just trying to figure out something where we can all feel, you know, part of a greater whole, because, you know, obviously I totally love and miss those Lenexa workshops, and trying to do something that's team oriented with our little pod. So brainstorm with me on that. We'll table that one, but if there are like little rep pods, even if it's 2 reps or 3 reps, and we want to set like a team social nationwide weekend, I think that'd be pretty cool.
I have another rep in Yankton here, and we get together. We do a community meal prep class together. We're from different. She's from a different team, but and we also will get together and like have coffee together and just kind of strategize, I guess, a little bit here and there. So that's been really nice. But that's been
that's awesome
to do, because we're the only 2 that are right here. Otherwise, everybody else is an hour to 2 hours away from us.
Where are you, Mallory?
Yankton, South Dakota. We're in the southeast corner of South Dakota.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. I'm going to hop off. Thanks, guys.
Yep, guys, I'm going to go to bed and try and
toast.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, guys.